See, because we are unfamiliar with it, so again our body is transferring. Don't worry about that. Make a big face. Big. At me. Frighten me. Yeah, oh, I'm frightened. Okay. Now, a lot of things have happened which we are not aware of. For instance, in many cases when you do ha, this also starts to happen. Ye kya hai? Face. But the body is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. For an actor, we have to learn how to isolate every single part of the body. Every single part, one finger, second finger, everything. Okay? Now, we do the ulta. We do the opposite of what we just did. Instead of making a big face, we make the smallest possible face we can. How do you make a small face? By pinching it. Pinch it. Small face. You know about all these iPads where you do this and the image becomes like this? Don't you have those screens and all? You do this on your phones and things? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Speak to me, no? I am beginning to think I am dealing with people who don't have a voice. We are going to open up the voice in about 2 minutes from now. So when you do that, what happens? And when you do this, it goes, Make a small sound. You see, if you make a big sound, you will get a big response. If you make ha, you will get ha. If you make e, you get e. So big and small, big and small. All of you do it together, making a sound of ah and ah, ah. Use your hands, use your hands, use your hands. Ah, Okay, now we are going to do an exercise where an actor becomes aware in a space where there are lots of other people. Okay? We are not aware of all the sounds that are happening unless we become aware of them. All right? So, for instance, if you go out and you stand on the main road, you probably hear what? You will hear traffic. Yeah. Traffic is good enough to hear? No. What else will you hear? You will hear a hell of a lot. You will hear a different sound from every different thing that passes. And at any one moment of time, there will be at least 2 or 3 passing at the same time because these roads are very crowded. So nothing goes back to front. So you will hear a bus, you will hear a truck, you will hear a tempo, you will hear a scooter, you will hear this, you will hear that, you will hear people, you will hear horns, you will hear boop boop, you will hear birds, God knows what you will hear, but you will not become aware of it until you make yourself aware of it. And it will be constantly changing because every bus that goes will go with a different sound, not only depending on its speed, but also depending on the condition of its engine, etc., etc., etc. So now we are going to make ourselves aware of being in a space where there are a lot of people and some sounds will begin to happen. So what we are going to do now is an exercise called counting. What you just did was counting, but you counted so that I knew and we all knew just how many people there were in this space. The space will remain constant, but the counting will not remain constant. So give yourselves, anybody can start saying 1, not in any order, 2, 3, 4, all the sounds, and let's see how far we can go. See what is happening when we are doing the exercise. What is happening when we are doing the exercise? Is this an exercise which is funny? And yet a lot of people are laughing. Why? We are laughing because mistakes are being made and we don't know how to correct them. So often when we make a mistake and we don't know, we laugh. When we make a mistake, we laugh because there's nothing to laugh at. In fact, we should be serious because this is serious business. Okay, now how does it work better when our eyes are closed? Yeah. Yeah. When our eyes are closed, all we are waiting for is the sound. When our eyes are open, we are waiting for all kinds of things to happen. Movements, somebody might, isne bola, oh, why didn't, lots of questions go. That is how much we depend on our eyes.